What's up guys, Sarus here, and as you can see, my office is a fucking disaster, yay! I am now officially finally going through all of my hats that I've made over the last 2 years, and, well, I guess, like, more than 2 years now. And a lot of them are not looking so good, so I've been having to do a lot of repairs, so I've got wrapping paper fucking everywhere. Also, my son's been getting into the office and has been taking apart all of my StarCraft 2 Collector's Edition boxes. So that's always fun to continuously have to re-put together. Oh, this week and weekend have been nothing but a goddamn nightmare. Okay, so the reason there was no video yesterday, I was extremely pissed off. Okay, so Super Bowl Sunday, I wasn't pissed off about Super Bowl Sunday. Super Bowl Sunday, most historical game ever, bar none. But it's what happened before the game even started. Now, my daughter was out playing with her friends. She just went out, she went to have some fun. She does a lot, and it was a nice day. It was sunny, it was warm, there was just there was a breeze, it was a nice cool breeze. Everybody was happy, nobody was complaining, people were just all happy. And then from out of nowhere, she comes running into our house screaming, saying that there's a fire, we need to get out of here. Now, my husband's instinct is to tell her, you stay put right here, I'm gonna go check it out, because apparently he wants to see all the fires. So he goes and checks out the fire. I tell the kids to stay inside because I want to go see what the hell's going on as well. This is my fucking street. Somebody, and I kind of think I know who did it. There's this, our street's kind of a cul-de-sac, and behind the houses on our side of the street, on the right side of the street, there's this big bushy area. It's got a bunch of brush and trees and everything, and we actually have deer that live on base, and they hang out a lot back there. So in our housing area, we had to have a certain amount of kind of wilderness area, brush and trees and everything, because we have deer that are protected on base. They cannot be shot, they can't be hunted. If the game wardens ever have to come out, they can only just dart them and put them to sleep and then put them back where they're supposed to be. They wander around all the place at night. I haven't hit any of them. I've almost hit like 2 or 3 of them since we've moved here. That they don't give 2 shits. They know they own the place. They don't care. They know they're safe. Somebody lit a fire back there. Now, normally a small fire during as wet of a season as it is, you know, we get rain every now and again, so it wouldn't be that bad. However, it was a warm day. The brush was extra dry because we haven't gotten rain in a bit. And there was wind. That is a combination for something that is extremely dangerous. So the fire just ignited and it spread pretty decently fast. And it got to about as far as almost 20 feet away from someone's backyard. Maybe even closer than that. I mean, what the hell? And it scared the hell out of me because I think I know who did it. And so we've had this group of teenagers who we've had a lot of problems with. And not just me and my family and ourselves. The community in general. They've been caught trying to break into people's backyards and break into their houses. People have been having to reinforce their gates and their homes with extra locks. Even though housing tells us we're not allowed to do that. We don't listen to them because I don't need a teenager busting into my house and stealing all of my equipment for YouTube. They could easily make a couple grand off of the stuff I have, along with my collector's edition stuff that I've got, my stuff from Loot Crate, everything, our game systems. There's no way in hell I am not going to keep my house safe and protected. We always have the doors bolted shut. We have deadlocks, or deadbolts, on our doors, and they are constantly locked. No one's getting in this goddamn house without a key. We're even gonna get a specialized lock for our gate now, because this fire took it to a whole new level. They've been caught doing that. They've been caught out at this, out at this little park that's actually to the left of our street. If you drive down the street and our street's on the right, the park is literally right next to it. And so it's on the left side of our street, and we catch the teenagers out there drinking and smoking and being loud and obnoxious, and they'll get drunk out there. and they'll do stupid things. There's also this kid, there's a bus station, like our house is like one of the first houses you drive past when you're going down our street. On the other side of that, before you get to the park, there's a bus station that I don't even think it's used anymore. It's one of those old bus stations when they actually had the transit system come into our housing area. I haven't seen the transit system anymore, so I think it's just there. But there's a kid that's been lighting soda pop bombs out there. And one of my neighbors that lives a few houses down and on the other side of the street from me, she's seen the kid do it. And her daughter apparently knows that, like, doesn't know the kid, but knows who the kid is. Oh my god. So I'm thinking, and I'm not the only one that thinks this, there's a few other people who think this, that it's those teenagers that started the fire. And the thing about our houses is that they're not fireproof. There is no such thing as a fireproof house unless it's made out of adobe mud. No, these things are gonna go up like fucking Roman candles. If any of these houses had caught on fire, oh my god, we would have had to evacuate the entire we'd have to evacuate within a 3-block radius. And thank god we have it. We go through an independent source for our homeowners insurance, because the US military housing does not give us homeowners insurance anymore. We have to pay for that ourselves. We used to actually have homeowners insurance that came with the our BAH, which is our base housing allowance. That's how much money we pay per month to live on base. And technically we don't even see that money. It doesn't even really show up on our paychecks at all. It's just money that they say this is how much you would have gotten if you lived off base, but instead that money is directly taken and given to housing. And most housing, I think all housing now, for military houses is independently contracted. They're outside contractors that come in, that maintain the houses, that build them, that take care of the financing, take care of everything else for that. The only military part about it is that there's a giant fence around us with gates that go in and out of it. That's the only thing. Yeah, we've got military army brats setting fires in our neighborhood now, and I'm not happy about that. And what was even worse was that night we found a kitten on our front doorstep, and it looked like its right whiskers had been singed from the fire. They were frayed and they were all messed up. The other ones, totally fine. The cat looks like it was in good health. It looks like it was well taken care of. It had to be someone's pet. Well groomed. It didn't have any matting. It did not look like a stray cat. It honestly looked like it had just had a bath. But it had been out there, I guess, all day, because somebody else, when we were looking for the owners, said that they had seen that cat underneath their van. And that was over a block away from where we lived. So the cat is from the housing area. Somebody owns that cat. I don't know if anybody has come forward about it yet. I've already posted on our housing, or I didn't post it, the fairy posted it on our housing website, our Facebook page. God damn, my eye is just so fucked up right now. And it, God, and it does. It looks like he might have gotten a little singed from like some coal, from like some embers or something, because his whiskers are all messed up on his right side. And that's not a good thing, because cats need their whiskers. And oh, they're so messed up. And I don't know if they caught the guy, or kids, or whoever it was. I still think it was the teenagers. I don't know if they caught whoever set the fire yet. But that pisses me off, and it scares the hell out of me that something like that's gonna happen. Now, when I lived in Fort Lewis, which is, it's a 10-minute drive away south of Tacoma. It's kind of, I wouldn't say it's in between Tacoma and Olympia. It is definitely much closer to Olympia. It's in between Lakewood and DuPont. If you know where DuPont is, it's a really, really small town right outside of Fort Lewis, or Joint Base Lewis McChord, which is what it's called now. But we live on the Lewis part, the Army part. We lived on the Lewis part, the Army part. So we're in between there. And we had a firebug back then too. And we lived there from December of 2009 to August of 2013. Yes, we lived there from December of 2009 to August of 2013. We lived there for over 3.5 years. Amazing base. There's a lot to do, very family oriented. As liberal as that part of Washington is, they are so military friendly, especially with the big Navy base there as well. And then there's McChord, which is the JBLM. You know, they used to be their own Air Force base, now they're combined. So, no, Washington's absolutely amazing for soldiers and for veterans. Very, very friendly towards that. We had a firebug there too while we lived there, and what happened was, like, two houses burnt down. And these were duplexes, and they were 2-story duplexes. Now, a duplex is just 2 houses that are just, like, combined. They're not really combined, but they're just 2 houses that kind of look like one house, but they've got a big dividing wall between them. We live in a single duplex, which means we still have 2 houses that are connected, but it's only 1 story. Now when we lived in Lewis, we actually lived in a quad, which is, we lived in a double quad, which is the 2-story, but they're 4 houses, quadplex. They're, if you guys have seen Harry Potter, they look almost exactly like that. That is a quadplex. It's when you have the 4 houses, you see the 4 main doors all put together, but it looks like one giant building, but it's actually 4 houses. That's a quadplex. We lived in a Harry Potter house. Which pretty much about as much space too. The spacing and the actual floor plan was eerily similar to the movies. But, yeah, so we had a firebug there. We had a couple houses burned down. We had some garages burned down too. And then it just stopped. Like, right before we moved away, it stopped. And god damn, that was insane. So we're thinking somebody else and their kid moved away, and so the fire stopped. And that's normally what happens when you have an arsonist on a military base. As soon as, like, whoever's in the military branch at the time, when they get orders and they leave, the fires seem to stop. So these ones have just started. And god, it upsets me because we have a block full of families and kids. Our block is full of nothing but families. And there are a lot of kids that live on this block. There are a lot of families that have... There are a few families that have like 2 to 3 kids at a time, much like us. I have 2 kids. I've got a son and a daughter. And a lot of people have 2 and 3 kid houses here. And then somebody lights a fire back there, and they knew the kids are there. The kids are constantly out all over the place. They know that the kids live here, especially since the kids were outside playing when whoever started the fire actually started the fire. You could hear them. They were yelling and running and laughing and having a good fucking time. It upsets me because somebody's willing to put kids' lives in danger and not give 2 shits as to what happens. They could give a rat's ass as if those kids would have gotten hurt because of the fire. Oh well, it's a casualty for them. They could care less. That upsets me, especially because it was my kids, and it was my kids' friends who was in trouble, and that angers me even more, which is why it is very hard for me to record videos right now, because I am still very upset, because as far as I know, the person or people have not been caught yet, and it's very aggravating. I don't want to live in another Lewis. I don't want to live in another Fort Lewis where 4 or 5 fires happen and then they magically stop, probably because the people got orders and moved away. That aggravates me, and that makes me very, very angry. And I don't even want to talk about this anymore. We're gonna go to the cat. So we found the cat. We ended up having to keep the cat with us for the night. We kept him in the garage. I know it sounds horrible, but we got him food, we got him water, we made him a bed, we got a big blanket for him to sit on and stuff. Of course, he didn't sit on it. We found it behind a bunch of our old boxes when I went to go get him the next morning. Or yesterday, actually. Yesterday morning. So, yeah, dumb cat decided not to sleep in the bed that we made him. Instead, I don't even think he slept all that night. Because as soon as I got him out, I actually made him, we don't have any cat food. So I made him scrambled eggs because they're packed with protein, it's chicken. I know that's good for cats. I don't know exactly how good eggs are for cats, but we literally had either that or lunch meat. I figured the eggs were probably a much better source of nutrients for him. So he ate some of his eggs, he drank, I got him more water, he drank the water. We would have given him like milk or cream or something, but we only drink fat-free. And for the kitten that he was only about 3 months old. And we know the age because the fairy's grown up with cats pretty much his entire life. So he knows. He's seen cats, he's raised them, he's helped take care of kittens. he knows, he can look at a cat and very, not accurately accurate, but very closely accurate, very closely determine its age. And we knew it was a boy because he wasn't neutered yet. He was a cutie. He really was. He was an absolute cutie. And I'm not a cat fan. I never have been, but I never grew up around cats. Both my dad and my sister are allergic to cats. And not so much cats, like the cat's saliva, when it gets onto its hair, that's what people are allergic to when it comes to being allergic to cats and dogs. It's not so much them, it's the dandruff and it's the saliva from the animals when they lick themselves to clean themselves. That's what people are allergic to. For me, it was kind of weird because this cat just automatically attached itself to me. I couldn't leave the room without either the cat following me or it literally staying in one spot and refusing to move until I came back into the room. That was weird for me because I've never had that happen to me with a cat. Usually I'm actually pretty good with almost any animal out there. I've never found an animal that absolutely hated me. I've always found animals that actually really like me. I kind of have that weird little aura thing going for me, I guess. And with this cat, with this kitten, I don't know, it just liked me all of a sudden. And it rubbed off onto me a little bit. But we ended up calling animal control. They were able to take it to the shelter, and it is a no-kill shelter. So the cat's going to be there, it's going to get taken care of, and they're going to get it adopted if they can't find the owners. Whether they're going to find the owners, I don't know. Most people don't chip their cats. It's very rare that you will ever find a cat with a chip in it, even if it is a owned cat. It's not required. Now, even on military bases, it's not required for your cat to be chipped. It's required for your dog to be chipped, but not your cat, which I don't get. But whatever, I don't know if maybe it's just too young to have a chip yet. If you know, leave a comment in the comment section down below because I don't have enough information to I'm just making an educated guess based on what I've seen and what I've heard from other cat owners that I've lived around being on military bases for the last 7 years. Almost 8 years, god damn. Yeah, fuck, it's been almost 8. I've lived on a military base for almost 8 years. Holy shit. Yeah, so they took it. It's gonna get a good home. They're gonna make sure that it's well taken care of. It's a no-kill shelter, so it's not gonna get euthanized. So, yeah, it's been my last 2 days. It's been a fucking nightmare. Kids lighting things on fire, breaking into people's houses, and cats showing up, and Patriots winning by an ungodly kind of way to win. First Super Bowl to ever go into overtime. Holy shit. I don't care what you say about the Patriots. They pulled off a fucking miracle. You've got to give them credit for that. I'm not a giant Patriots fan. I like them more than I like the other guys. Because for me, I'll always be a major Seahawks fan because I was born and raised in Washington. And I can never like any other team in that league. So for me, I've never been able to really root for anybody else in our league, which includes the Falcons. The Falcons and the Seahawks are in the same league. The Patriots are not in that league. They're in a different one. There's two different ones, two different leagues. So I normally, if it's not the Seahawks that are playing, I don't usually have a lot of like input. I don't really care about the game. I'm weird like that. It's what happens when you grow up around a family where like about 99% of them are from Washington and are all every single one of my family members is a Seahawks fan. Yeah, I'm kind of glad the Patriots won. I didn't get to watch the last quarter though. I didn't get to watch the last, I want to say about 17 minutes of the fourth quarter. And I didn't get to watch the overtime because Fox News, their website cut out for us. It wasn't reloading, it wasn't uploading the game. It wasn't streaming. And we were constantly refreshing it. We were trying to figure out what's going on. We couldn't get it to work for us. So I don't know if their site was having technical difficulties or what, but for the last bit that we were able to watch, we couldn't even see all the commercials. It was cutting out on the commercials as well, and we were just getting the big Fox News picture that's got, or not Fox News, Fox Sport picture, where it's just got the Fox Sport bubble thing, and then the little, like, moving stuff that goes across the screen. We couldn't get the game anymore. So I thought that the Patriots had won. And I didn't know they had won until 11 o'clock at night, after we had made sure the kitten was all taken care of and in the garage and had food, water, a bed and stuff, that the fairy looked it up on his phone and he showed me, he said, the Patriots won. I'm like, don't you fucking mess with me. Do not fucking mess with me. And yeah, they won. Fifth game. Fifth Super Bowl, man, for them to win. And wow, the way they won. I had to go back and I watched a few of the videos yesterday and today of the fourth quarter, parts of the fourth quarter that people actually recorded and uploaded to Facebook and YouTube and stuff. And then also of the winning goal in the overtime for overtime for the game. I got to see that too. I watched that yesterday. So yeah, that was awesome. That was one of the coolest games ever. Oh my god. I thought the Patriots were done for. No one's ever come back from a 28-3. Never in the history of the Super Bowl has that ever happened. And the Patriots somehow pulled it off. You gotta give them kudos for that. It takes skill to do that. It also takes skill to do as bad as they did in the beginning. And I think it's because the Falcons, their defense ran so hard those first 3 quarters. They just didn't have it in them to be able to continue that run. If they did, Patriots would have lost. Easy. But I think they just kind of ran out of steam. And the Patriots saw that and took advantage of it. And boy, did they. So, yeah, that's been my 2 days. I don't know when another video is going to come out, honestly, because, again, I'm still extremely pissed off about the fire, about the teenagers, about the fact that the cat looked like it had gotten hurt, and I'm upset. I don't want to be upset, but I am upset. So, I will keep you guys posted. Maybe there will be a video tomorrow. I don't know. I did a quick recording with a few of my friends. I don't know when the video is coming out. That might be something I do tomorrow, so I don't have to worry about recording tomorrow morning. And I can just give myself a little more time. But thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I am Sarus Drake. I love each and every one of you. Be kind to each other. Don't set fires where there are kids. Just don't set fires at all, especially in areas where there are wildlife and where there are children playing all the time. And just be a good person, please. Don't be breaking into other people's homes. Don't be trying to steal their stuff. Don't be an asshole, please. I don't want a community full of assholes. I mean, we're all a bunch of assholes in our own way, because I actually know quite a few of you in person and on the internet, and you guys can be assholes. Don't deny it. I have proof. Through either chats or Facebook and Twitter posts. I have proof. Don't be that asshole, because I will not tolerate that on my channel. I don't tolerate people like that, and I think those people need to learn a lesson and need to pay for what they do. So, again, I'm very upset about it. But thank you guys so much. I do love each and every one of you. Stay safe and keep each other safe, please. And I will talk and play with you in the next video. Bye-bye.